Tada! Welcome to the Tagg kitchen. So it's the only room I can get some peace in at the moment, so I might get yelled at. But what we're going to be doing is a mixture of some seated and standing exercises. So if you're struggling with mobility, if your balance isn't so good, this might be the class for you. So I am going to be using a resistance band, so I'll show you that. But if you haven't got one, don't worry about it. So we're going to start with a nice little warm-up in a seated position, and then we'll go on from there. Now, make sure that if you're feeling poorly or if you're not quite well, watch this by all means, but wait until you're feeling okay to do it. If anything feels wrong, you don't have to do it. Okay, just have a little watch and we'll go from there. Right, I've got my chair. I'm going to move towards it. You can see it's a nice sturdy chair. You can't actually see it that well. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit down on it. This is the resistance band that I was talking about. I'm going to put that to one side for now, and I'm just going to make sure I'm facing you. Now, what we tend to do when we sit down is we tend to sit right back and use the back of this chair. I'm going to see if we can sit ourselves up nice and tall, gently shuffle forward, so we're not using the back of that chair. Now, what you might find you have to do every now and again is relax, but try and remember to engage these muscles in the trunk, sit up nice and tall. So the stronger these muscles are, the more support it's going to give your back, the better your balance will be. So let's just see if we can just keep practicing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and face you. You get yourself into that working position. Okay, I'll do the same. And just have a look at these feet. Just make sure those feet are comfortably underneath the knees, and we'll make a little start. So let's start with some shoulder rolls. Let's just take those shoulders up to the ears. Let's roll those shoulders back down, and we're just getting a really nice little bit of movement in those shoulders. So we're sitting nice and tall. We've got a nice bit of space between the base of the ribs and the top of the pelvis. We're going to take one more shoulder roll, and then we're going to relax those shoulders down. Now, let's think about these feet. I'm going to see if we can just take a little lift of those heels up. I'm going to show you from this angle. We're just going to lift the heels off the floor, bring the heels back down. We're going to lift up and down. We're going to lift up and down. One more little up and bring it down. Now let's see if we can lift the balls of the feet off the floor. So I have to always walk my feet forwards a little bit. We're just going to pick up your toes, pick up your toes. So this is really starting to activate those muscles at the front of the leg, so that when you're walking around, hopefully, it'll just encourage us to pick our feet up and not shuffle. We're just going to take one more of those, and then we're going to bring those toes back down, and let's just see if we can move these feet a little bit. So we're going to pick these knees up. Now you may notice that these muscles at the top of the leg start to get a bit sore if we do too much of this. So just don't lift those knees too high. Just think about it, getting these legs moving, getting the legs moving, getting that blood flowing through the muscles, encouraging that circulation. Great stuff. Okay, relax those feet. Now let's go back to this upper body. So we were taking some shoulder rolls. What I'm going to get us to do now is just see if we can make some circles with your elbows. See if you can keep this chest nice and open. So sit nice and tall. See how long you can make that spine. See if you can sit with that really nice long back. And then we're going to take one more of these, and then we're going to relax it down. And then we're going to see if we can just gently turn, look over that shoulder, and come back to center. Now this is really important for you to listen to your neck. This isn't an exercise for us to go, oh, I'm going to go further than I feel comfortable, because then we're going to just hurt your neck and it's going to be painful. So we're just trying to get a nice little bit of movement going. We're just gently rotating that neck. Good. Now, let's see if we can bring something else to the party. So we're going to drop the chin down towards that chest, and then we're going to lift that head up. Good. Let's see if we can do that one more time. I'll show you from this angle. We're dropping the chin down to the chest, getting a little stretch in the back of that neck, bringing it back up. Let's do that one more time. Good stuff. And then we're going to come all the way up, and let's see if we can just get a little bit of arm moving. And if you feel comfortable, we can lift those heels off the floor as well. So we're going for a walk. We're going for a yomp. So the sky at the moment is unbelievable. When you watch this, it may be raining. So I'm not going to say anything, but there's a blue sky. So we're going to imagine we're in this blue sky. We're able to go wherever we want, even though we're not at the moment because we're in lockdown. So we're just going for a really nice walk, and then we're just going to relax the arms, relax the legs. Great stuff. Now, I'm going to get you to see if you can make a fist with these hands. If you've got long nails, just be careful, okay? I've made that mistake before. We're going to make a fist, and then we're going to really open out those fingers, okay? Really stretch them out. So we're going to make a fist, and then you're going to stretch out those fingers. Oh, now this time when we make a fist, we're going to bring those arms in. You can see it here. And then we're going to stretch out those hands, stretch out those fingertips. So we're almost squeezing the shoulder blades together. Then we're stretching out those fingertips. Good. See if you can do that. Good. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Stretch out those fingers, stretch out those hands. Let's do that again. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And it's like a push and a row. So you're rowing that boat and we're pushing. Good. Let's take one more and we're going to push away, and then we'll just shake those arms out a little bit. Shake the arms out. Good stuff, everybody. Now, I'm going to get you to take this foot and we're going to see if we can place a heel on the floor. I'm going to sit back for this so you can see my feet better. And then toe and heel. Toe and heel. Now I want you to imagine that you've spilt some red wine on my very white floor and you're going to try and hide the stain from me. So heel, toe. Try and keep putting that heel and toe onto that red wine stain, and then we'll do the same on the other leg. Heel and toe. Heel and toe. Good. So this is great for the ankles. We're really getting a nice bit of movement there. This is going to be good for improving the circulation in your legs, and it's going to really get your calf muscles working. Good. And then we'll bring it down. And then let's go for that little walk on the spot again. I'm going to walk forwards in my chair a little bit. Good. Now, as we're walking on the spot, we're going to think about taking the feet a little bit wider. Good stuff. Still walking on the spot and still getting those elbows moving forwards and backwards. Let's bring those feet back to hip width apart. And now we're going to relax the legs, relax the arms. We're going to take a little tap out and in. So we're tapping out with these toes and in. Out and in and out and in. Good. Now we can stay with the legs. If you like, we can take a little bit of arm movement. So we're taking those arms out to the side, crossing those arms when you come back in. Good. We're going to do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then we're going to bring those feet back and we're going to see if we can just let those arms swing a little bit. Good. Nice little swingy movements. Now, while I'm swinging the arms, as the arms come forward, I'm lifting the toes up. As the arms come backwards, I'm lifting my heels. Good. So we're putting some of these moves together. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work, everybody. All right, we're going to bring you back to center. Now, what I'm going to see if we can do is we're just going to imagine we're going to take this hand and put it onto your opposite thigh. Okay, and imagine you're just holding onto that chair and you're just gently looking over that shoulder. And then we're going to come back to center. We're going to take this hand onto this thigh, so it's that opposite thigh, and we're going to look over that shoulder. Good. So this is encouraging encouraging us to be able to move these muscles here, but we're also using that head and neck at the same time, looking over that shoulder. Let's see if we can do the same. Nice and easy, does it? We're looking over that shoulder, and we're looking over that shoulder. Good work, everybody. Oh, just take a little shoulder roll there, release any tension. So what we're going to do next, we're just going to do a last little bit of movement. We're going to see if we can take a push forwards, and we're going to just see if we can raise those arms up. Only as far as your shoulders are happy. So if you get sore shoulders, overreaching, your shoulders won't like it. So just take those arms as far as you feel comfortable. Pushing forwards, gently pushing up. So we're doing it a little bit quicker so you're not tempted to overreach. Forwards and up. And then we're going to bring it down, take a little roll of those shoulders. Now, give yourself a little pat on the back. Well done. You've already done 10 minutes. Good work. Little pat on the back. That's super. Now, we're going to take a little heel tap forward. So I'm going to show you from the side. You're going to tap forwards and back. Forwards and back. Good. Forwards and back and forwards and back. We're going to tap forwards. And you might be able to take a little bicep curl when we're doing this. Good. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to walk those feet a little bit wider. Now, we're sat on those sitting bones. You've got that firm, secure chair. We've got those feet a little bit wider than normal. And what we're going to do is we're just going to shift the weight onto this right sitting bone. And then we're going to shift your weight onto this left sitting bone, she says. So it's a really small movement. Look at my head. I'm not doing that. So as soon as the head comes over the top of it, you're starting to affect your balance. So we're just shifting that weight, keeping that head central. Good. Now, we may feel comfortable bringing in some arm movement. Now, if you're doing this next to a standing lamp, just be careful, okay? Just be careful of your surroundings. If there's more than one of you doing this together, this is the black eye time, so just be careful. So we're sweeping up. We're going to go 4 and 3 and 2 and last one. Brilliant. Oh, take a little roll of those shoulders. Get those feet moving. That is super. That is super. Alrighty, righty-tighty. We've got the young man they call Sam just coming to join the session. He's just left. That's how much I've impressed him. So we're going to see if we can do a little bit of leg strength. Now, where have I put it? I've got the band for this one. So those of you who've got a band, what we're going to do is we're just going to see if we can place our front part of our foot into the flat of the band. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Now, I'm going to do this sideways on. I think you'll be able to see it easier sideways on. So we're still in that lovely working position. We're going to put one foot into the band. We're going to walk the hands down that band. We're going to sit up nice and tall. So I've got some tension there. Now let's see if you can hover that foot off the floor, and then we're going to bring these hands just back so they can rest at the top of the thigh, or just bring them back to hip position, and we're going to lengthen through this band. So basically we're pushing your heel away from you. As you bend, just make sure that knee is bending in line with that second toe, so we're not putting that knee out of line. So we're pushing against the resistance of the band, slowly controlling it up. Push, slowly. That's excellent, guys. So this is working these thigh muscles, she said. I've just ruined my exercise. It's working the bottom muscles, all of it really useful for everyday activities, in and out of cars, up and down steps, in and out of chairs. So we've done 10 on that leg. We just loosen off that band. We're going to take one foot out, we're going to place the other foot in. Let's do 10 on the other side. Good. So I'm walking my hands down to create some tension, sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to hover that foot off the floor, bring those hands back, make sure that when I push that heel away from my bottom, that knee is in line with that second toe. So we're going to straighten and we're going to bend that knee. Good. We're working the muscles of those legs. It's quite tempting to sort of snap that knee joint. Okay, try not to snap that knee joint. Lengthen under control. That's good. Lengthen under control. Okay. And we're going to do 2 more. And then we're going to hold it there. So that is leg strength with the band. What I should have showed you is if you don't have a band, so if you're watching this the second time and you were thinking, oh, well, that's all right, I'll just watch her do this bit, to actually sit back in the chair, use that chair back, draw this tummy button in, we can actually strengthen these muscles here by straightening out those legs and controlling it down. So that's our alternative. That's our alternative, okay? Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to take this band and we're going to work these muscles in the upper back. So I'm going to ask you just to take the band about slightly less than shoulder width apart. You can see my palms are facing up to the ceiling, and then I'm going to sit tall, I'm going to relax the shoulders, and I'm just going to gently draw that band apart a little bit. Look out for these elbows though, you want to keep them nice and close to your body. So imagine I put a £10 note under each elbow and you don't want it to fly away. Now what we're going to do is squeeze those shoulder blades together and we're going to release. So I'm looking straight ahead, we're going to do 10 of these. Squeeze and release. So we're working the muscles in and around the shoulder blades, the upper back. So this is really useful to just try and counteract the effects of everyday life. So if you're doing a lot of computer work, a lot of writing, sewing, it's all in front of you and it's all using the muscles in the chest. So we're strengthening those upper back muscles. That's good. Let's just see if we can do 2 more. 1 more and we're going to release. Good. Okay, take a little roll of those shoulders again. Little roll of those shoulders and we're going to release. Now back to leg strength. This time we don't necessarily need that band. So I'm coming back into that working position. Notice the position of my feet. I'm going to bring those heels directly underneath the knees and I'm going to practice a little hover. Now, just make sure the knees are in line with that big toe. Keep that chest lifted. You can take those hands onto the thighs and we're going to hover. If you need a little bit of support, you can place those hands just underneath that bottom, little hover. Now, what I do like to do with this one is I like to quite often make sure my chair is backed against something secure. So if the chair does go backwards, or if you do sort of maybe lose your footing or land heavily, we're safe. So just make sure that chair is secure and we're going to just see if we can do just a couple of little hovers. If you're feeling really strong today, we can hover, hold, slowly back down. You may just have to and down. You may find you don't even come out of the chair, but even the effort, you'll feel the muscles working, so go for it. Let's try 1 more and then we're going to come all the way back down. Now what I'm going to get you to do is take 1 foot out in front of you, just take a gentle little stretch, bring it in. Let's do the same on the other side. It's not strictly speaking when we normally do our stretches, but it seems like a good opportunity just to get a little bit of lengthening. Now, we're going to see if we can stand all the way up. So what you may need, if your balance isn't quite what you were hoping, you may need something in front of you that you can hold on to as you come up. So usually I put the chair in front of me here. I'm going to put it to the side so you can see me, but make sure you feel safe. So we're going to place those heels underneath the knees, maybe a little bit back. We're going to stand all the way up. You've lost my head, and that's a bonus. Now, if you're not sure, feel for that chair on the back of the legs, slowly lower down. Then we're going to shuffle forwards again, feet hip width apart. 3, 2, 1. Remember, you can use that little push if you need it, but try not to rely on it. We're going to shuffle backwards, slowly back down. Good. I'm shuffling forwards again. Good. So this is our safest option. If you're feeling comfortable, we can go straight up and down. So just make sure you're not too far away from the chair, and we're going to do another 5. 5, slowly push that bottom to the back of the chair. 4, good everybody. We're going to do 3, super. Now if you need to do the shuffling back or one of the smaller versions, just do the hover. Good. And slowly back down. One more for luck. Go on if you can. Don't worry if you can't. And slowly all the way back down. Let's just move those feet. Excellent. Band. Okay, so sometimes I feel you have to get your breath back a little bit with that one. What we're going to do now is we're going to take this band around our back, more functional strength. This time, strengthening the shoulders, the arms, the chest. So what we're going to try and do is just push away from the chest. Now, have a little look at the wrist when you're doing this. What you don't want is your wrist in that position. So hold the band so your wrist is nice and flat. And we're going to do 10. So, working position, nice long spine, shoulders relaxed. We're going to push away from center, bring it back in. Good. So only as far as you feel comfortable. I'll show you from the other angle. Take no notice of the dog barking. We're pushing away from center and bringing it back. Good, everyone. That's it. Try not to lean forwards. Keep that strong core. See if you can really extend through those arms. Breathing out and in. Good. Breathing out and in. We're breathing out and in. Let's see if we can take one more. Hold it there and relax it down. And again, if you don't have a band, we can just pretend. We can hold on to little tin of beans in either hand if you feel comfortable. Okay, so lots of ways. I could have told you that at the start of the exercise rather than the end. So we're coming back. Now what I'd like us to do is one little balance exercise in a standing position before we stretch out, and that will be our 30 minutes of exercise. So I'm going to just gently adjust my screen a little bit. So use this opportunity to have a little rest. I'm just going to see if I can open it up a touch so that you can see the whole of me. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to use this chair here. Okay, so I'm going to just see if I can bring myself into that standing position. When I stand, I'm going to move my feet a little bit, and I've realised you still can't see my feet. So let's just see if we can give you a little bit more. Okay, now, she says, I have my chair here. I'm going to move this one to one side. Okay, and I can stand nice and secure. So from that standing position, I need to sit, stand, move my feet, make sure I'm feeling secure. Now I'm going to take my feet hip width apart, and what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can imagine, I put spirit level across your hip bones, and we're going to see, holding on, if you can lift one foot off the floor, and we're going to hold it for a count of 10. So I'm going to stand here, I'm going to look straight ahead, and I'm going to see if I can gently lift one foot off the floor, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, If you managed it, well, if you didn't manage it, what we can do, keep both hands on, keep practicing. If you did manage it, what we're going to do, I'm going to face you this time, is hold on with two hands. We're going to see if we can take the other foot off the floor, okay? And if you are steady, you can take one hand away, all right? If you need to bring it back, bring it back. If you're still steady, you might release one finger, two finger, thumb, third finger. That index finger is the last base of support. Then we're going to take the hands back to your support. Bring that foot down. Great work, everybody. Great work. So that was our balance static. Now, let's see if we can, using that chair, let's see if we can step into that chair and push back. Good. So I sometimes liken this to stepping off a curb. We're stepping off that curb, but we see a car coming, so we need to come back onto the pavement. So instead of crossing the road, we're changing our mind, coming back. Good. So use that chair if you need it. It's a tiny step. We're placing that heel down and then pushing back, bringing yourself back. Good work, everybody. Now, let's see, using that chair again, if we can step out to the side, take your weight into this leg, push back. Let's go this way again. Step out, brilliant, push back, superb. We're going to step out, push back, but we've got that chair for support. You can take one hand away only if you feel safe. And hold it there. Let's just take that little pedal, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. So you might have to shuffle over a little bit, and we're going to step out and back. So we're taking the weight into this right leg, softening that knee a little bit, pushing back. Good, everyone. And we're going to do two more of these. Good. Remember, if anything feels wrong, you can stop and wait for the next exercise. And then we're going to gently walk it out. Gently walk it out. Okay, my friends, we're going to find our chair wherever that may be, and we're going to just feel for that chair on the back of the legs. Push your bottom to the back of the chair, lower down with control. Good. Let's see if we can walk forwards in that chair. Just move those feet a little bit. So there's been a little bit of strength, a little bit of balance, and now we're going to stretch the muscles out. So we're going to take one foot in front of you. We're just going to place that heel on the floor. We're going to just pull that toe up towards the knee, and you'll feel a stretch about here. Now we're going to increase that stretch, the top of the leg. So keeping that back as straight as you can, we're going to bring that chest towards the straight leg, and we're going to breathe out. Good, breathe out. And then we're going to lift that chest, come all the way back, slide this foot in. Let's see if we can do the same on the other side. So this leg is our supporting leg. We can take our hands onto the thighs. First of all, we're drawing that toe up towards the ceiling, and then lifting that chest towards the straight leg. We're going to breathe out. Good. We're going to breathe out again. Hold it there. And then we're going to come all the way up. Lovely. So let's see if I can seamlessly, without making loads of noise, move my chair. Not quite. I'm going to see if I can face you, and we're going to take a little roll of these shoulders now. Take a little roll of these shoulders. Good. Then we're going to relax the shoulders down. We're going to see if we can just keep both sitting bones on the chair. We're going to gently lift that rib cage out of the hips, lengthen through that spine. Breathe out, and we're going to breathe in. Now we can take those feet a little bit wider if we like, because we're going to take that right hand, same shoulder. We're going to reach over that shoulder, giving yourself a big pat on the back, and this time we're going to hold this a little bit longer. So this is all about that flexibility of the shoulders. Good. And it's that ability to reach. Now we're going to reach up for the ceiling, and if we can, take the hand onto the side of that chair, lift that rib cage, breathe out, And we're breathing in. Good. And let's just roll those shoulders up to the ears and back down. See if we can do the same on this side, my friends. So we're going to walk this hand over that shoulder. And this stretch is all about being able to reach. So things like brushing the back of your hair, doing up clothing, necklaces. And then we're going to breathe in. Use the side of this chair for support and just gently breathe out. So this is all about keeping that trunk nice and flexible, so you're not going to put any muscles when you're getting in and out of bed and things like that. Let's just move those feet a little bit more. Super duper! All right, now we're going to finish with one more stretch, and it's for these muscles here. So again, if you get sore neck and back, it's well worth keeping those chest muscles nice and flexible. So we're in that front part of the chair. We're going to bring those arms behind us. I'm drawing my chin to the back of the neck. I'm going to squeeze those shoulder blades together, open out this chest, and then I'm going to release. And I'm just going to take that little roll of the shoulders. So now, my friends, we're just going to sit, relax in this chair. And we're going to think about feeling the sitting bones on the chair, feet on the floor. Going to relax your face, relax the shoulders, relax your hands. And we're going to think about taking this breath in through the nose, pushing the breath out through the mouth. And as we breathe in, we're going to create a flowing circle with these arms, with these hands. See if you can make this as graceful as you can. And just imagine that the hands are moving through water. We're just pulling that water towards us, pushing that water away. And as we pull the water towards us, we're breathing in. And as we push it away, we're breathing out. Thank you very much. So, you can walk yourself back into a nice secure position. Make sure you have a little drink. Rehydrate is what I would recommend. And I hope you enjoyed those exercises. So, until next time, thank you very much. Take care, everyone.